We are live, in case we are live. Welcome everyone to another final update or maybe final update to this really stupid Apple App Store saga, because follow up from the earlier video in case you followed this. Long story short, watch the previous videos, otherwise I always talk 20 minutes. So Apple already replied to our rejection, their rejection of this update, because duplicate icon spam. It's hilarious, can't make this shit up. What is their reply? Hello, thank you for your reply. You may update, because I wrote I would rather edit the icon of the Pro version. You may update your Pro version. So what do we even show? Show the done so, best regards, App Store review. And so first of all, of course, in my opinion, not the most extremely friendly with, they write you may, they also write hello and thank you, but you may update, but then write the data nirvana there. Asked us about our icon. It's not like people would tell us, hey, your icons are confusing or your icons suck or whatever. And I asked respectful relationship when the other business partner, first of all, they steal 30% of our profit and then they lose our updates. This line here, this was before, why'd I just put there a black sign and put there Pro for now? A long time ago, in another Galaxy file, tried to sell just the driver, just that piracy and everything was not amazing. And then the problem was, like I said in another live stream, maybe yesterday, that Microsoft Office was buggy, Microsoft Office crashed, and then the applications on macOS in 2005 were quite limited, with Apple nearly being bankrupt and nearly all serious companies haven't given up back in the day. And so far they forget, right? You would think that some developers that support this platform for so long, they would work a little bit more professionally and nicely together. So it's unsuccessful loser icon here. A little bit around years ago for an updated icon, but the result is hilarious. Very theoretically, I could theoretically maybe show this to you today or another day. I only wonder, let's maybe for the fun fact to have something more amazing in this video, because I thought, of course, this being some example icon, a quick dirty job in an afternoon of company, maybe not even, maybe of, yeah, ExactScan. Actually, fun fact, when we did the ExactScan demo application, ExactScan was not even incorporated. Let's see, test suite. I have the file in my PDF test suite. This is why XPDF maybe, and then it is some InDesign file. InDesign, let's see, here some InDesign files. Okay, let's just don't want to expose here all the files in our test suite and directory structure. Give me 1 second. Test suite PDF and then InDesign, just to show you what hilarious stuff you get when. Why does this not show anything? What have I? Bad argument min? What the heck? If I had broken here something. Don't tell me what. Do I have here uncommitted changes in my PDF library? Only debug enablement. Did I broke here something recently? Okay, so much to that. You want to show something on a live stream that you thought last minute would be nice, and then you have your own PDF software. Anyway, what do you think? Is this normal that Apple dictates stuff like this? Which was this 2000? Let's see, XPDF. No, that's not that. Windows, Mac, PDF library, maybe CC or CS2. No, that is IHK. CCS2. It's of course hilarious that I have, no, this is my own product card. CS3, probably also not this one. No, this is a business card. Maybe then this. No, this is a something else. This is also not that. Why do we have so many files in our test suite? Windows, Mac. Anyway, you get the idea. Why do we have so many InDesign tests in our... That is CCC, Camp, Congress. Anyway, another thing, maybe I find this in a second. Another thing I wanted to point out, I'm already irritated that we as a small developer, we are already treated like second citizens from Apple in general, because I can't show you this because I'm certainly not using my Mac anymore, but when you open other Macs, some other Macs, like for example some Pixelmator, some Photoshop clone, they are not only sometimes stuff picks and specifically promoted, which I also, it's a little bit, why are some apps specially promoted? Then it would be fair that every app, they circle this every day, that we are eventually also promoted. And the second thing is those pages, so we can't style at all the page in the App Store listing, and they look all the same except the stuff pick. So for example, I can't show you this, I have a ThinkPad here, but if you open this in the real Mac native App Store app, these apps that were a stuff pick have some other graphic background with some fancy designs or more fancy design. And this is, I also don't find this okay, that some apps can have more fancy graphical styling than others. Was another thing I wanted to shortly point out. Maybe one more try with our InDesign stuff here. I slightly wonder what have I done with my own PDF viewer, that this is, why is this in line 5, 6, 15? 5, 6, oh wait a second, it could be that do I have local changes in the viewer? Oh, quite some changes in the local viewer. Maybe save this as mods and revert this and see if this displays something again. Hey, this, no. Broke my PDF viewer. That is a shame. Okay, on a Sunday we find regression. So anyway, leave me in the comments below what you think, how Apple is dictating the world there. Do you find this is reasonable behavior? Do you find this is amazing? Or is this not InDesign? Oh, wait a second, was this Illustrator? Ah. With Illustrator. So this is with XPDF. Let's see. So this is what you get when you pay other people. So there might be the leak. There might be a leak of the company who did this. So we contracted here some independent designer here in Berlin and gives other small. And the whole thing costed us maybe in total 6,000 euro. And there you say unsuccessful one-man cheapskate company here, trying to get some more professional advertisement. All you get is not the most amazing, because you see final something. Not sure if you will find the company name in here who did this. We got here some I think so, and this here are some apps, and in my opinion these are not icons for Mac apps. We specifically told them we want something that fits into the Apple ecosystem. Why do we have drop frames? Like and specifically like keynote pages, like some examples. In my opinion, this has zero resemblance of a Mac application icon. And again, we paid this. There you see, you spent some. So initially, this was like maybe 4,000 euro, and then we said like, yeah, but this is not really what we asked for, and I expected them to change this a little bit for free. But like they said nothing like that would cost more money, and then after making changes that we were still not satisfied with, they even charged for this like another 2,000 or so euro, just from recollection. Could be 1,000 euro off or something. But you can also leave me in the comments below what you think about this amazing design. In my opinion, this as well as this icon are both unusable as application icons. And there you see all these amazing designers. They always say they are the most amazing until you contract them, and then you get some not as most amazing. We could also, some, not really sure. I think we didn't really ask them for some slogans. Maybe this were the updated icons. This is already 8 years ago. Maybe this is in the second try or something. But again, even this has zero resemblance of Mac application icons that you would be able to use for your app and would want your app look like. Even I myself would have done something more amazing. Well, the app, the thing that we have is also not the most Mac application-like, but hey, I've done it on a Sunday without claiming to be a professional designer. But the thing that I don't like in the meantime anymore, App Store Exact Scan Pro in the App Store. So what I don't like about our own icon, but even this is more, well, even this is a little bit of an outliner with this crosshair kind of things, like auto object tracking kind of illustration. Something, especially this crosshair stuff makes it really stand out strangely, but from the angle of the photo here, also, of course, our app is mostly paperless digital office stuff, where this holiday photo is not the most fitting anymore. But anyway, so this was, when we've done this photo, it was more general scanning, what every would do at home in 2005, not necessarily as much paperless, but nonetheless. So yeah, this is how we spent some 6,000 euro something and still didn't have an icon, and even a decade later still have our 15-year-old hobby icon that Apple now forced us to change, which is hilarious. But again, was there more in this icon stuff? Yeah, and then some other colors, like change of colors doesn't really make it that much better to use for an icon there. And yeah, also I'm pretty sure I told them I don't like my own picture there, and then all you get is some African style something picture there, which doesn't make it better. If I'm pretty sure I told them something along the lines like icon similar to Apple's Preview and Pages or something, a more professional paperless office kind of something, and this is all you get. Also, of course, here even in the OCR kit, by the way, here's some OCR kit file. Anyway, so even this from the angles, not the angles in the Apple Human Interface Interface Design Guideline stuff, what angles the icons should be. There's some random curly stuff there. So yeah, just that you get an idea what other small companies do spend money for. And while we are at money, I've also once thought maybe I don't do all the advertisements with Google, and I tried here this Daring Fireball Net stuff, because I thought there are a lot of Mac people hang around, and similar a decade ago we paid here this Slack, or is it Slack, what would it be? Anyway, here's this whatever advertising stuff, also for, I don't know what that was, 2,000 or 4,000, something along that lines, for a month or something, and it had zero effect. So Google AdWords, why do I tell you this? You don't need to repeat our mistakes. And while we talk about already such icon stuff and advertising, I can also share some details. So really think through what you spend advertising money on. A lot of stuff doesn't have so much effect. I'm not even sure if Google AdWords have the most effect. And while we talk about this, also another fun fact about Google AdWords that you should certainly know. Where did I, maybe what should I try? Where have I seen this recently? Like maybe, sometimes when you Google for something the first year, so the first hit here is an advertisement. This is of course really stupid. This is like the biggest money waste you can do, because usually if you have some established website and Google for your product, you already have this, or should usually, if you are not doing too much wrong with your branding and website, you should have this already. Here's the first hit. on Google, and then you don't need to spend all your money. It's better that you spend advertisement for different terms, even for example, I don't know, maybe even Apple MacBook or Dell XPS, or I don't know what you might be legally allowed to put in your keywords or not. Basically everything else, or just generic PC, Windows, laptop, whatsoever, because as you see, people click here. So this advertising hit only drains your advertising funding here for no good reasons, because otherwise the first click would already have been the same, more or less the same website anyway. So yeah. Anyway, I will see how this is going. This is probably also one of the last updates here on this random Apple shit on the weekend, and what makes you, on top of failing butterfly keyboard, soldered SSD, and missing ports, including batteries and peak bugs and all this kind of jazz. On top of this, you have to deal with such kind of bullshit. Also, fun fact, who do you think works at Apple on a Sunday to respond here at 1:30 p.m. German time anyway, on a Sunday? I don't think anyone in Apple Cupertino works in such a position to do this app review, so you can be very sure, as you get response like this on a Sunday, that this is outsourced. Don't tell me Apple is having 50,000 US dollar employees in America running on this to make America great again. I'm pretty sure that it's outsourced, so you can be very sure all this kind of high quality app review, nitpicking on icons and other kind of bullshit is pretty sure outsourced by Bean Counter, Tim Apple, to the cheapest labor he can find somewhere, and then this is what you get for dictating your icons, and it's hilarious. And yeah, not even like, again, hundreds updates, 100 times approved over 10 years, and then you sit here in the summer of 2019. I hope you learned something and found any of those random sorts interesting. Maybe I finally get to, after I did this high quality icon job now, maybe I now relax with some Linux kernel hacking on the P3.